Iowa, I think some of the main factors in that game, Iowa's given up 18 points a game. They were number 16 in the country. When it comes to scoring defense, we scored 41. Troy Apke getting his first career interception. I think that's been a big story for us the last 4 or so games. We've done a great job of protecting the football. Really decision making in the passing game, we've been pretty good all year long. But ball security in terms of carrying the ball, we've done a better job, by the quarterback in the pocket as well as runners, and then our defense being able to get a turnover, a few, or a couple. We won the turnover battle. That was big. We went into that saying that this team doesn't make mistakes on offense. They play really good defense and they're explosive in special teams. Offensively, we started fast. That's been something. Again, I talked to you guys a couple weeks back about us emphasizing that. We're getting some positive response to that. I think it's a combination of things. I think it's the emphasis we're putting on it in practice, but I think it's also just a young team maturing. And then we made explosive plays. We had 15 explosive plays, 9 runs, 6 passes. That's something. We're one of the better offenses in the country when it comes to that. Defensively, we stopped the run. A team that prides themselves on running the ball and being really physical. We held them to 1.2 yards per carry and 30 total yards rushing. That's 2 weeks in a row we've held our opponent under 50 yards rushing. I don't think that's ever happened here before at Penn State. Really proud of the way our defense is playing right now, the maturity of the front 7, and how physical our D-line is. I think their head football coach, Kevin Wilson, is one of the better offensive minds in college football, has been since he was at Oklahoma. You look at statistically, they're up there year after year, especially when it comes to passing offense. So that will be a challenge for us. There's no doubt about it. And then Tom Allen, their defensive coordinator, I think has really changed their program. That was a big hire. I know Kevin's been talking about that all off season. Getting him to come to Indiana has made a big difference for them, and they're playing really well on defense now. So tremendous challenge. Excited to go on the road with this team and take another step. Right now, obviously, we ended the game with Paris and Chaz, and right now that's about all the information I have. As you guys know, I don't get into a whole lot of these specifics anyway. But right now we got Paris and we got Chaz. We're hoping to get some guys back. We'll see how the week plays out. And then we're also working on some other variables. I think I talked to you guys after the game, the conversation I had on the headset with Matt about, who's going in the game. If someone's helmet pops off, you're not going to burn Will Fries' red shirt because someone's helmet popped off. You'd put somebody in for one play. Connor McGovern obviously played a lot of tackle during spring ball. That was a big discussion that we had, obviously, when the season started, and he wasn't doing that anymore. Bates is a guy that we're working a little bit out there as well to create some more depth. And then Fries is a guy, that could factor in as well. So, we kind of have a bunch of different plans, but right now, obviously we have the situation with how the game ended. Yeah, I think the improvement's coming from what I've been telling you guys for 3 years, our offensive line. Our offensive line is a lot better. They're older, they're more mature, their techniques and fundamentals, and then we have depth now. I mean, think about, a couple of years ago, if we lost 2 of our starting tackles, we wouldn't have been able to handle that. Now we're in a position where you still would love to have those guys, going. But those 2 guys have come in and played well for us, so that's positive. I think the other factor is Trace McSorley. His ability to run the ball out the back end, of the play, keep the defense honest, design quarterback runs that we have as well. I think all those things have kind of factored in that everybody just can't key on Saquon all the time. I think those things are really probably the biggest differences this weekend. Well, it's funny because I just walked out of the defensive meeting room before coming here, and that was a discussion that we were having is how many shots that they take down the field. They take a lot of shots down the field similar to us, and what we're going to do to stop that. That's a big focus for us, is to eliminate the chunk plays. You look at how they've been built, over the last couple of years, and they're kind of different this year compared to the 2 previous years. And I think a lot of that has to do with the running game, the running backs that they've had, and then also, the new quarterback, and what they have at the wide receiver position. So I think it's a combination of all those things. And right now, back to our discussion just a minute ago, they take a little bit different approach. They got, three guys that are their guys, and they pretty much stay in the game the whole time. And you look at different programs within the conference around the country, some people do that. They don't rotate. I remember watching the film from before we got the job. The rotation patterns were really different than the way we do it. So, it just really depends. But for us, they're going to get the ball out quick, so it may not come as sacks. We need to do a great job of batting balls down. We got to stop the deep ball. We got to stop the deep ball, then getting chunk plays down the field. So do some things defensively. Whether we're playing a too high shell and things like that to make them earn it with underneath throws. That's a way people have tried to attack us in the past as well, to challenge our D-line and challenge our pass rushes, them getting the ball out quickly with quick game and underneath things. So that's kind of been our focus all week long, is the quick controlled underneath passing game and the shots down the field, and how can we defend those.